Hello all and welcome to our ZoidRush video. I'm your host, Tmzoids, and this is the third time I'm making this goddamn video. Yes, three times I'm making this god darn video, and hopefully it works this time for some odd reason. The new mic that I got a while back, when I just have OBS up and I'm recording, it doesn't stay on. It's just like, oh, you're not using your mic, we're going to turn it off for you so you don't use the wireless battery any more than you need to. And sure, it's like a smart mic almost. I don't know, Logitech. I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm recording, and all of a sudden I realize the bar is not moving, and I'm like, how long have we been talking for? And now I gotta remake the video again. So hopefully this time it works, because if I'm in a chat program of some sort, I can keep it on. The mic stays on for some reason. So anyway. Long story short, today's topic we're going to be talking about is actually about Gosu in the community. But before I get into Gosu in the community, I just want to do a small shout out. So many people made videos on this, and I didn't feel like there's going to be a need for this video. But I did want to, shout out to my boy PewDiePie, or Felix, whatever you want him to be named at this point. And say, it's your video that I saw the other day in the YouTube drama that's concerning you lately is just insane. There's a few things I want to comment on. One, just you moving forward. I think that's really motivational, and the people who look up to you and use you as a role model, that is something strong, because when you can just show that whenever things are down and you have a bump in the road, that did not stop you. You kept pushing forward, and it's just not you. I know other YouTubers do this, but you specifically, you took a hit with your show getting canceled and losing some of your sponsorships with Disney and YouTube, and you just kept moving forward and kept pushing forward and said, hey, this is a bump in the road, but I'm going to keep pushing forward and keep doing what we're doing. And the second thing is just you talking about the community and talking about just the motivations behind that, and how they have helped you and motivated you, keep moving you forward, and just you getting emotional, breaking down, and just showing that the power of the community in so positive light, and which is going to be related to the topic today, actually. That it does play a role. It helps you one way or another. When the community is really negative, or the community is really positive, it takes a toll on your attitude yourself. And last but not least, I would like to say, something that you did open light on, and that a lot of people didn't think about, is the people who worked on your show, specifically. They lost out on an opportunity. It wasn't just you. They took an attack on you, and they took away something from you, but they also took away from other people who worked hard and had input one way or another, if they helped edit it or if they helped with creative ideas, that they are now lost an opportunity in a lot of ways. One, making money, of course, but two, this could have gone to their portfolio, and future work. All the time you have those little roles or those little things that you do in a video here and there, and somebody might see it and said, hey, we want to hire you again, or hey, this was really good, this is what we want to see from people. And the fact that that won't be on TV, and the fact that people won't be able to see that, if it be on screen or off screen, it's sad that people have lost that opportunity and cannot build from that. And it's just not you specifically, and you really pointed that out, and it blew my mind. But not to get digressed from the topic, going back to it, it is all related from the bigger community of PewDiePie to Gosu. I was talking about Reddit for League of Legends, r/League of Legends, if you go to Reddit, and it had a video link, and some pro players saying that this might not be possible for this happening. It seems like scripting, as you can see. Zyra's alt avoiding the E without any mouse input, and that, he's putting comments by it and then linking a video to what it's actually happening. And there was only really 2 videos of main accusation of, what Gosu was doing, or considered scripting, right? So from that point, sadly, there was a post after that took 1 and 2 spots on r/League of Legends. It said, hey, Gosu scripting debunked. It didn't say hey, it just said Gosu scripting debunked. And then it had a huge longer post, 10 times longer than the original post, saying how it was very likely that this is not scripting, but it is simply the fact of just having bad things happening on the map. Like, it's just notorious bugs on League of Legends map itself that are having issues. Now, I just want to talk about the community itself with Gosu, because they do have a relationship, and it just shows how circular the community can be when it comes to things, and how powerful the community can be. And like I said, it's related to PewDiePie in a way. And the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, when it comes to the community is back when Gosu was depressed. And I'm not going to dwell too much into this, but Gosu was a very depressed state, and he kind of voiced in a drunken stupor that he was like, I'm not feeling it anymore. Life is just not great, and I'm surprised for everybody soon. Long story short, and the community kind of picked up on these warning signs and picked up on these things and said, hey, we're going to get them help. We are going to go above and beyond. And the community did. The community went out of their ways, getting in contact with people who Gosu knew, and getting other popular streamers who knew Gosu personally to make sure he was A-okay, and making sure that Gosu had the love and support that he needed. Now that is great. That is awesome from the community, and that's how much power the community has, because on that point it was a building foundation, because Gosu realized, hey, he's not feeling well, but he bounced back. He said, I admit that I have this issue, depression, and that he's going to fight it, and the community is the reason why he's going to keep moving forward, and he's going to make great content for the community. This is a YouTuber and streamer we're talking about. He does both, to keep in mind. So from that point, you think, hey, no big deal. He's loved, he's cherished, everybody likes him for the most part. And then you have this post now, which I said was 2 days ago. A few months later, a year later, it's now the opposite. And what I mean by that is that some random person made a post saying he's scripting. Now, the problem with this is that for a few things. I'm not going to say he's scripting or he wasn't scripting. That's not what this video is about, but the power of the community. Now, this got upvoted, and first things first, I'm going to talk about Reddit, and specifically r/League Legends, that there's no witch hunt post, and I think the mods have made they made a comment on this and had comments going on it. They didn't lock the thread at first, and I think it was an error. I think it was an error on the mods' part. I'm not trying to give the mods shit or say Reddit's a terrible place, but he said, we as a communities have the opportunity to keep everybody balanced and make sure that these things are taken care of one way or another. And this is not just a shit post or somebody trying to get attention. Like, this is a legit issue that could be happening in the game, and he's bringing concerns to it. And then they changed their mind and ended up blocking the post, so people could not comment on it. Now keep in mind, this post has about a 49% upvote rate, so about 50% of the community, from who voted on that specifically, I'm not too sure the numbers there, did believe that Gosu was scripting. Now, there is a huge problem with this for a lot of things, and I think C9 Jack, the first comment, actually hits it right on the head, and I'm just going to go read word for word for what C9 Jack said. He said, these types of posts always concern me because they are often wrong and usually have bad evidence but severely damage the player's credibility regardless, and that is what's important. I believe that with the community blindly following just whatever's read on Reddit or wherever it may be, they blindly follow it and just think that it's truth. If you don't like Gosu, as a person, you upvote it. If you're out to a witch hunt or get Gosu, you upvote it. Of course, people who follow this community downvoted it, and it's balanced, but it's still made the top of the post, is what we're going off of from there. So, that being said, you read the comments, and then just some of the comments are just outrageous. Like, he's like, oh, Gosu's scripting? Oh, that's silly. That's not good for him. And he's like, that's not good for anybody. And then somebody comment under that who had 100+ upvotes, who was like, yeah, well, Gosu's content's getting a little boring now, and he used to be a much better player, and, it wouldn't be surprising if he was scripting. Like, the generalization from that, maybe you're not as high tier as you were, you're automatically scripting, it seems just ludicrous. It seems like the connection just had nothing. It's just a brainless thing. It was like, oh, maybe he is scripting because he's not as great as a player now. And then people are like, well, the mysteriousness, and then talking about his stream and critiquing his stream, but it lost kind of its value. But then it was like, maybe he is scripting. You have it in your mind now. You saw the videos. There's no other evidence besides these 2 videos, and boom, he's scripting. Now, maybe some of those same people upvoted this one who said it's debunked. Gosu is not scripting, so you don't have to worry about it, and you read all that post. Now, some of those people who just voted right off the bat saying that Gosu was scripting is not going to read the next post. Some people did. Some people are just going to have that in the back of their mind. Whatever the post you believe, like I said, it doesn't matter at this point. But it hurts the person's reputation for several reasons. One is because if you are, let's say he's not scripting, and he is, proven innocent from Riot and everybody else, and Gosu himself can prove that he's not scripting because he's a professional high elo player. Which, it is possible that high elo players do script. Not saying that, that just secludes them from the list or the bunch of people. But, he proves that he's innocent. He'll be under scrutiny eye a little bit stronger now. People are going to watch him, and every time there's a pro player, it's going to be devalued a little bit less now. Anytime that Gosu does an amazing play, somebody in the back of their mind is going to be like, oh, well, Gosu's scripting. Here's Gosu scripting now, and it devalues that play. It devalues the professional or the outplay or outsportsmanship that he did. The great play that he made is just devalued. Whatever it may be, if it made it top Reddit, if it made it not in YouTube, his montages aren't going to be looked as great or godly anymore from people, and it's just not going to be as great and godly as he was. On top of that, if there's people out to get him in the high elo community, which we've heard before, that we know for a fact that there's specific people that you do not like in high elo, that you will do specific things that will irritate or bug you. And this could happen to Gosu. People may or may not like Gosu and intentionally do things, be like, oh, look, he's scripting, or know that there's an intentional bug with something that hits or misses or something. Like a Caitlyn trap. Let's say he's playing against Caitlyn and he puts the trap down purposely right in front of Gosu. And now that it's kind of been looked at, video evidence-wise, that if you do a Caitlyn trap, you may move to the right or left if it's placed right above you and your movements aren't the same, because it's a blocking. It's like it's reading something's there, so it's blocking. It blocked you from your path because it's like a wall at first, and then it opens up. I don't know. But I digress. Then somebody will be like, look, he's scripting again, or this is not possible. Even if it's a known bug, somebody may or may not pick that up. And the last thing on this whole topic that may or may not make sense at this point now to think about it is that I've noticed that you could just report somebody for whatever. So at the end of the game, if there's somebody out to get Gosu, or if there's somebody out to make sure that Gosu's career is ruined, and he could just be reported for scripting because now he has this in the background. Even if it may be debunked, people may still be reporting him for it, and Riot may or may not notice at the time and punish him. Be like, hey, he is scripting, look at this. This is having an issue, and has been having an issue for a while. And punish him. And now looking at Gosu's job, or YouTuber, we can also say that this is now going to affect his job, his income, because if he's banned for 16 days, if he's banned for 30 days, that's 30 days without a donation, that's 30 days without him playing League of Legends that his main people watch. And overall, it may or may not affect him long term. Who knows? If it is right, like I said, he's punished. This affects his job. It affects his streaming because his followings from YouTube and his credibility, one way or another, is affected if it's wrong or right, as C9 Jack said originally. So whatever the case may be, we do have to keep in mind the community has a great power. Which leads me into my last bit of this, is that I believe that, yes, in esports, that it is our job, besides the person that makes the game, if it be Riot Games or Blizzard or whoever, that the community of esports keeps these professional players and these pro players at a high standard. I think that these posts, yes, may be usually wrong from what C9 Jack has been saying, and that there's no actual evidence saying that he or she is scripting, but it is the job of the community to keep eye out and have a voice in the community saying, hey, this doesn't look right, can somebody look at it, or hey, this is a major bug, maybe in the future this could be a major problem, which it has been. It created a problem for Gosu. Looking at the debunked thread, like I said, the K-trap that he avoided and the Zyra plants that you place down, when he's walking towards you, he might move to the side. And some might say that that's scripting, or that might affect professional play. That could affect many, many, many things. But also, we also have to keep in mind the community has such a great power and such a great influence that this can make or break somebody potentially. If it may be, like I said earlier, from Felix, PewDiePie to Gosu, these claims and these things have to be as so crisp and clear and concise and so well thought out that when you're posting it, that you know for a fact that there's a high possibility that this could be a problem. There's a high possibility that PewDiePie or Gosu, is scripting or does follow these routes of sentimentalism, right? So, whatever the case may be, I just wanted to say, we have to make sure when the community is, checking on professional players that you will, with 100% of doubt, know that if you're watching these videos and you've watched them 100 times, and there's no way to replay that or even test that out yourself before you post it, and you post this, you never know. You never know. But that is it. Just to recap really quickly, so 3 major things here. The power of the community, good or bad, it's circular. You could be the positive light of the community. You could be uplifting, great. And then the community could just shit at you and just be like, listen, you need to get the fuck out of here. Which, one more thing, going off that, actually, now I think about it, is that's why professional players actually avoid social media at times, and that's why coaches will not let them see social media, is because it takes a mental physique and toll on you. That's why you won't see people comment or post things if they're in a big game or had a rough game this week, and you might not see them on Twitter, etc., or even stream to some extent. So, also, right or wrong, it does have an impact on the person itself. And C9 Jack said it. I believe what he said, that, right or wrong, these posts always concern me because they're often wrong. I'm just reiterating what he said again. And usually have bad evidence, but severely damage the player's credibility regardless. So, that being said, moving forward, if somebody's out to get Gosu or somebody's just ghost hunting him, this could be a reportable offense. He's now under scrutinized for what he does, and it devalues his plays in the future. So anybody could just ruin the day by just saying he's scripting, or, hey, that play wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for your scripts. And it might become a meme. Who knows? It might become a meme. But overall, him as a player, I hope it didn't affect him too much. It kind of blew over. But I thought it was, just something that caught my eye, that the community just could be full circle, and it's just that fast. It spreads like wildfire if something like that big happens, drama-wise. So that is it. If you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe and like. I don't really care. But I will see you guys next time, and as always, cheers.